हो रहा है?
अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह फंड रेजिंग हो रही है, पाकिस्तान के हो रही है, सैलाब ज़दगान के लिए हो रही है, और ये सब अल्लाह के मेहमान हैं और यहाँ आए हैं, और पाकिस्तान में जो फ्लड रिलीफ के लिए अतियात इकट्ठे और इंशाअल्लाह उनकी मदद के लिए बाकी ज़रूरतें तो अल्लाह पूरी करने वाला है। हम सिर्फ अपनी कोशिश कर सकते हैं और अपना इरादा और नीयत बता रहे हैं। बाकी आप सबको, साबिर साहब आपको भी अल्लाह अजर दे कि आप वॉलंटियरली आए और इतनी खिदमत कर रहे हैं। जज़ाकल्लाह खैर।
थैंक यू। और जो इन्होंने काम किया सबका शुक्रिया,
और जिन जिन्होंने काम किया, ये सब बच्चों सबका शुक्रिया, मीडिया का भी खासकर शुक्रिया।
थैंक यू
वेरी मच।
बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम। अलम नशरह लका सदरका व वज़अना अन्का विज़रक। In the name of Allah, the most merciful, the most beneficent, have we not uplifted your heart for you, O Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam?
Alhamdulillah, wa salatu salam ala rasulillah, wa ba'd. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Okay, so tonight I have the easy job, which is to say a few things, and then someone else will be here to do the tough job, which is to speak to you about your pockets, inshallah. And so it's really important to remember that when you give. It's not that when Allah gives you akraman, Allah has given me so much, and that when Allah takes away from you, you say, ahanan, my Allah has disgraced me, my Lord has disgraced me. That's not how we think. That's how someone who has no faith in God thinks. Rather, when you're giving, see it as an honor. When you do something, see it as a blessing that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has placed me here to alleviate me of the greatest difficulty, which is that which is to come in the hereafter. Fudail ibn Iyad, rahimahullah ta'ala, when a poor person would come to him, he would say, what a wonderful man has come to me. He has come to take from me. He has come to give to me without taking anything from me. As in, I don't value the dunya. I don't value this world. And so, you're not taking anything from me. But what you're giving me is a higher rank in Jannah and a closeness to God. So rather than seeing it as some sort of, pinching, or this idea of I do it because I'm better, or it's out of my own charity. Give charity with charity. When you give charity, do it with charity. Do it with the type of smile that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam would have. That would disarm people. We ask Allah Azza wa Jal to give us sincerity in our charity. Ameen. Wa sallallahu wa sallam ala Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Is the first Canadian senator of Pakistani origin appointed back in 2010, and this year marks 15 years of her dedicated service. Congratulations. She has been a strong advocate for the Pakistani community, serving on the executive board of the Citizens Foundation here in Canada, as well as the Canadian Pashtun Cultural Association. One of her many impactful efforts was during the 2011 when she successfully pushed for the Canadian government to match the $40 million raised by Canadians, bringing the total to $80 million in flood relief for Pakistan. Tonight, I'm excited to share with all of you. You'll be the first to publicly hear this news. Senator Salma Ataullah Jan has been appointed as Whip of the Opposition. This marks the first time a Muslim has been appointed as Whip. This marks the first time a Muslim has been appointed as whip, representing any party in either the House of Commons. Please join me in congratulating the Senator on this historic achievement for our community.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum. Good evening and pakhair agle. For those of you who don't know me, Salma Ataullah Jan, lived in Canada 45 years. And I like to think of myself as one of you. I stand on your shoulders. I always say that. Tonight, we're here for a sad occasion. You know, the floods in Pakistan once again have ravaged the country, especially my home province of Pakhtunkhwa. And I want to share my gratitude with you for taking the time to come here on a Monday evening. I know tomorrow's a working day and the schools start. I want to acknowledge the High Commissioner Mohammed Salim, who I called him last week, and he very kindly drove all the way from Ottawa to be here. I also want to acknowledge the Council General, Mr. Bajwa. Thank you for being here. And my colleagues from the municipal and the federal, I don't see any provincial politicians. Thank you so much for being here. So I'm deeply grateful to see so many of you gathered here tonight. Your presence is a reminder that even in the hardest of times, we can come together with generosity and care. The recent floods in Pakhtunkhwa left many families without homes and livelihoods and took away their sense of stability. Yet tonight, through your support, we begin the work of restoring lives. Every contribution made here is a step towards shelter, safety, and dignity for those who need it the most. Together, we're helping turn sorrow into strength and loss into renewal. I also want to take this opportunity to send our prayers and thoughts to our brothers and sisters in Afghanistan, where they've had the horrible earthquake, and news is slowly filtering out, I think, to date. To date, I think it's over 800 dead, but I'm sure the toll is going to rise because it's in a very remote area, if that's what we are hearing and it's correct. I have a group of our friends and brothers from Afghanistan sitting here to support the floods in Pakistan. هر ورځ د غم خبرونه را رسیږي هر ورځ د غم خبرونه را رسیږي د وطن په پړ مخ نوینې بهیږي ای حیوانه زه دې زوړ کړم ته زوړ نشوې دا د صبر روټۍ ډېر په سخته پخیږي قیامت لازه ده ځان څنګه کم هیره زخمی باجوړه او پرهر ګونیره. So I just want to share a couple of stories with you. I called somebody who worked for my father, and he continues to work for us. And he was telling me, he said, Waji, qayamat hai, qayamat. He said, you know that in Buner, so many women died that there weren't enough women to bathe those bodies. And he says, our women from Mardan have gone to bathe those bodies. So, you know, tonight we're gathered here. I thank you for your generosity. And if possible, please open up your hearts when my brother Khalid Usman comes to the stage. Support us. And thank you, everyone. Enjoy the evening.
Thank you, Senator. Our next guest is Dr. Anushka Taulajan. Dr. Anushka Taulajan is an assistant professor at the School of Health Studies at the Faculty of Health Sciences at Western University. Dr. Taulajan has over a decade of experience researching the health of women, children, and adolescents in low-income and middle-income countries, particularly in Pakistan. She has published widely in top international journals such as Social Science and Medicine, The Lancet, and BGM on a range of topics including sexual and reproductive health and rights, maternal health, nutrition, and vaccination. Her more recent work explores the gendered impact of climate change, including participatory research in the Swat Valley on the 2022 floods. Today, she will share some of the learnings from this work with us.
All right. So I've been working in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa for over a decade right now, and so what I'm going to share with you is based on 2 years of research that I've been conducting in the Swat Valley. Next slide, please. Before I start, I just want to keep sure that we're all on the same page. So I'm going to share a little background about the 2022 floods in Pakistan and also about climate change in Pakistan more generally. So as many of you know, Pakistan is in the midst of a climate emergency. It has recently been ranked as the top country in terms of its vulnerability to climate change. It is dealing with drought in some regions of the country. It is also dealing with natural disasters in other areas of the country. And part of this is related to the fact that there are changing weather patterns that we are seeing in the area that are leading to cloudbursts like what we've seen in the last few weeks. And also the fact that Pakistan houses the third highest number of glaciers, and that is third to the other polar regions. Next slide, please. So I've been conducting research from June 2023 to August 2025 in the Swat Valley. And over the course of these 2 years, we spoke to almost 100 women and also other community members. And we've been focusing on 3 different villages. And of course, it's 2 years of research. So what I'm going to share with you is really just a small glimpse into some of the findings from this work. Next slide, please. So one of the major findings that has emerged from our research is the fact that the floods intensified women's labor. So there are a gender division of household tasks that occur within households in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa and specifically in the Swat Valley. So things such as cooking, taking care of the children, the elderly, and also, bringing water back and forth. That is a responsibility of women within the household. Oh, no, not yet. Okay, what we found was that the floods disrupted daily life. So what happened was that although these tasks were originally the responsibility of women, now because of the floods, doing these tasks required far more labor. So for instance, where women used to have a local spring or have a pump within their home, now they had to travel further distances to be able to get water. And so a lot of the responsibility of keeping sure the house was running fell on women. Women also engage in rationing. So in the household, often in Pakhtun culture, it's the children that eat first, the men, and then the women eat last. And so if you are in a situation where there isn't enough food, what happens then is sometimes by the time the women are eating, there isn't enough food to actually reach across everyone. Next slide, please. So before I share what's on this slide, I wanted to just tell you a little bit about where this picture came from. We use this method called group object narrative, where we asked women to bring in an object that symbolized their experiences with the floods. And so one of the women in our discussions brought in this mat, this chitai, and she shared the story. She said, "I gave birth during the flood. I sat on this chitai. If there were no floods, I would have gone to the hospital. The amount of pain during my delivery would not have happened in the hospital. And I was ill for 3 days, so because of the flood, I was in pain. So on this chitai, my baby was born." And we saw this across the board, that there was disruption to health services and disruption to access to health services. Next slide, please. We also saw that there was a rise in gender-based violence. In many households, men lost their livelihoods, they lost economic opportunities. And this led to negative mental health impacts, which in turn led to increased gender-based violence. And we're not just talking about physical violence, which did also increase in households, we're also talking about emotional violence. What we also saw related to this is the fact that because men lost livelihoods and there was economic scarcity within the house, marriage patterns shifted. So some individuals, they would have their daughter who was 13, 14 years old, and they would marry off that daughter because they felt that they couldn't actually support that daughter properly within the household. And so there were these shift in marriages, but in some households, it was the opposite, where because they had lost a lot of the dowry items that they had been gathering for decades for their daughter, they no longer could afford to actually marry their daughter. And so these young women were now at home and unable to get married. Next slide, please. We also saw gendered silences. So there are specific health services that are more difficult to talk about, especially in Pakhtun culture, in Pakistani society as a whole. And so we saw a decline in contraceptive use leading to accidental pregnancies after the floods. We also saw that specific reproductive health services also dropped off. And so thinking about things like menstrual products and the fact that women felt uncomfortable asking for these menstrual products. And this was especially so in households where men had left to go work somewhere else and they were no longer in the home, and women felt uncomfortable asking their father-in-law or their brother-in-law for these products. And there were also no local female shopkeepers in the area, so that further amplified this issue. Next slide. So one of the women to our focus group discussions actually brought this picture. She brought menstrual pads. And as I'm speaking about this, I wanted to really be forthright and say that some folks might be feeling a little uncomfortable by even having this up here on the screen. And so then I'd like you to take a moment and think about, you're sitting in Canada in a fairly open society, and this is making you feel uncomfortable. Can you imagine being a young woman now in the Swat Valley and the comfort you feel about asking maybe a male humanitarian worker or somebody else for these products? So this woman shared, she said, before the floods, during our periods, we used cloth for our hygiene purposes. During the floods, we moved to the mountains and left our damaged houses, so didn't have any cloths to use for hygiene purposes. In our families, it is a shameful act for any woman to ask for such cloths or pads from her male family members, and even from elder women in the family. Next slide, please. So we did see this delay to care, and we saw there were several different barriers to access to care that came together and led to these delays. The first being, how part of the norms did not allow women to go and get services with men outside of their family, and they did have to rely on male family members to be able to escort them to receive services. And this was amplified because of the floods, because where in certain areas there used to be bridges, now those bridges had been destroyed, and folks relied on makeshift chairlifts. And you'll see in that picture over there that there's one hanging over the river. And in these makeshift chairlifts, you actually pull yourself across, and you need a male family member to be able to give you a hand and pull you over. So if you don't have a male family member who is there with you, you're unable to actually access care. We also saw economic insecurity, families that didn't have the funds to be able to spend on care. That also then influenced access to care and delayed care as well. Next slide, please. So we also saw that part of the norms were a big issue for many folks. And I wanted to share this story because sometimes when we think about what folks in community actually need, we think about complex things. And this is a burqa. And one of the women shared this story. She said, during the floods, our burqas were taken away. With no burqa, we couldn't go outside for 2 months. And even if I was sick, then we would ask our neighbors to give us a burqa, so we would then cover up and go to the doctor. Next slide, please. So the impacts that we are talking about in these communities, they continue. This is a picture that one of the women shared. She brought her keys to our focus group discussion. And she shared the story of her home that had been destroyed. And she shared, before the flood, I'd built a 4-room house. The house was completely ready. The keys were handed over to me, but then the flood came. I barely managed to escape, and the only thing I had left in my hands were these keys. I grabbed them along with my 2 children and ran. I went to my father's house. I thought, if my house survives the flood, I will use these keys and open it again. But when I reached my father's house, I found that the flood had destroyed my home. Everything was washed away. The only thing left with me was these keys, nothing else. Next slide, please. So you may be asking, what can we do? Next. First and foremost, of course, many of these issues are structural and they do require government support and multi-sectoral action. And as I'm sharing here in this picture here, this is some of our meetings that we had in Mingora just in the first week of August. But what we can do here today is really financially support immediate action to provide services. And we also need to be thinking about long-term development that promotes resilience. So the bottom line is really that climate change is a reality, and we really need to be thinking about how we can reduce the impacts on populations. We also know that those who are the most vulnerable are disproportionately impacted. And in our case, in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, in Pakistan as a whole, this is women. And that the consequences of these disasters last for years, and they are persisting. So I just want to share this final quote with you because I think it's really important. This was shared with us in July. After the flood, our business was destroyed. My son's work also ended, and now he is sick and unable to do any kind of work. If someone gives us anything, we survive on that. If he somehow gets daily labor work, he brings something home for the children at night. I myself am disabled and unable to walk, so I can't do anything either. My husband is also sick and bedridden, and we don't even have money for his medicine. Since the flood, we've just been trying to survive. Our situation has become worse than before, and things have still not improved. Thank you.
According to the National Disaster Management Authority, since late June, nearly 800 people have lost their lives to these floods. That's almost 3 times higher than during this time last year. As of August 21st, over 7,000 homes have been destroyed or severely damaged, and more than 200 people are still missing. These floods have forced over 500,000 people to leave their homes across the country, with over 5,400 livestock has been lost. These numbers remind us just how devastating the impact has been, not only on the people, but the entire communities and their livelihoods.
Breaks down the loss of life and injuries in each region of Pakistan. As of August 23, 2025, the floods have claimed the lives of 788 people and injured 1,018 individuals.
As you can see, KPK region has been hit the hardest. In KPK alone, over 450 people have lost their lives. Nearly 4,000 homes have been destroyed or severely damaged, with over 400 livestock has been lost. This is the reason why we have gathered here today. Now I'd like to welcome Mr. Rais Ahmed, the Chief Operating Officer of ICNA Relief Canada. He'll be sharing with us how these funds that we are going to fundraise today, how they will be distributed. Mr. Rais Ahmed.
Thank you very much. Jazakallah khair. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Nahmadu wa nusalli ala rasulil kareem. Amma ba'd. Fa'uz billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. I'll try to cut it short because we are already late. So my sisters already have mentioned some of the numbers. On the very high end, 3 million plus people have been affected so far since these flood have started back in June. 73% of the home destroyed or damaged, that across the board, and 60% of families are now without income. Now this is something you may have seen. This is not something which was there. There was a whole beautiful village in Bunair which was swept away. So you may have seen it, all these boulders, they came with the flood. It was not there before. As far as livelihood and infrastructure concerns, 80% of the agriculture, this is about KPK, 50% livestock lost, 57 health facilities, clinics, hospitals have been damaged, 266 schools are damaged, which I think someone mentioned before that the kids don't have to go to school, 80% drinking water facilities have damaged, 40% household reporting diarrhea, whereas the healthcare challenge also is arising in those areas. Now where you see this brother is standing, they are pointing towards the height of the flood it went through it. So you see this electric pole was, damaged and destroyed because the water was this high during the flood.
सिटी में इस वक्त हम मौजूद हैं। ये ट्रंक बाज़ार है। यहाँ पे ये करीब से जो नाला गुजरता है ये बिफर गया था और यहाँ से इसका पानी जो है इस बाज़ार में आया। उस तरफ पे भी और इस तरफ में भी, दोनों तरफ में ये ट्रंक बाज़ार के अंदर तकरीबन 20 फुट तक जो है वो पानी था और ये तमाम दुकानें, जो सारा सामान है, ये तबाह हो चुका है यहाँ पे।
Anyways, my dear friends, it's a great honor for me because I belong to KPK myself, and the tragedy that is happening is not only in KPK. It has started there, but right now it has spread all over Pakistan. It has spread to Lahore. It's spread to everywhere. We have seen this in Karachi. So, it's a very, it's a great situation, great for people. And I am so happy that a group of friends got together and they are trying to raise money on the basis of all united people or overseas people for KPK. So it's not just one group, two groups, three groups. We are all together in this because I think we all believe that they need a break in Pakistan right now. My dear brothers and sisters, I'm not going to talk about what has happened because you have seen the devastation. The devastation has been complete. People that have come from Bonaire, friends that have seen, I have never in my life seen the force with which the water was coming, and they were bringing the big, huge boulders, not stones, boulders. Anything that came in the way is perished. You can't see it. So its rebuilding is going to be a challenge. It's going to be a challenge for Pakistan. It's going to be a challenge for people. It's going to be a challenge for all of us. Because as you know, that we are in it together. So my dear brothers and sisters, somehow every one of you is touched. And tonight is a night where you'll have to show us, not me, show all of us, how you believe that we can make a difference. But we're going to start with Ikna first, because I know they made a presentation, but what I wanted to hear from him was that they had committed to us that if we raise 100,000, they will partner their 100,000 and they'll make it 200,000. Sorry, the scan? Okay. I guess we are in the modern day of where you have to scan this and you can donate. Take your phones. Now, how do I know who is contributing if they're going to scan it? I wouldn't know.
They're going to put their hand.
They have to put their hands up. Okay. So when you look at it, when you scan this, I'd like everybody to put their hands up so I know that you have paid or you have contributed. So we'll start from here. So Salma, madam, where are you heading to? Okay, go ahead. Anyways, Dr. Kizilbash, where are you? I saw you here. Arshi, we're going to start with you first. If you're writing a check, please write it to Ikna Relief. Acha ji, Arshad Saab, where is Dr. Arshad? I saw him, he was sitting here. He's disappeared. Go get him, Sheikh Saab. Starting with you. Okay. How much? $5,000.
$1,000.
$5,000.
As I said, right now I'm on 5,000. So every doctor that raises hand has to give 5,000. So, Dr. Abida, 5,000. Next. Listen, the longer you take, the longer it will be. I don't want to be here standing here for a long time because we are already late. So, if you're making calls to get your doctors online, great, because I need to know. So, who is the next? Who will volunteer next?
We have
right
one
there.
right here. One right here. Just 1 minute.
Can you please, Imran, can you please go there, get me the name?
That's fine. Your name?
Get me the name because I need that name, very important. Okay. आ जाएं डॉक्टर साहब, आप आ जाएं, इधर ही आ जाएं. Right there. Dr. Elahi, $5,000.
Thank you, Dr. Elahi.
But if you can donate, you don't have to be 5,000. That was just a starting point. But if you are generous and you want to contribute more, please feel free. So, who's next? Who would like to come up to the stage and be a brave person? Come on. We just cannot sit there and not contribute. We'll come down to later on a different amount, but right now it's $5,000. 5,000.
I was remembering when we were in the university, we were paying only 100 rupees per year tuition fee. So I was remembering somebody was paying for my education, for my hostel, and this is the time I have to pay that karza back to the community, and I'm just paying whatever I can do. I'm not doing any ihsan on anyone, and may Allah, accept it and, make things easier for my Pakistani community. Jazakallah khair. Thank you. Thanks.
Sir, Jazakallah, thank you very much. I guess I appreciate, you're always very kind.
Never force me, thank you. I know we have a lot of our colleagues in medicine, and first of all, they already bought tables and they have already donated from a little bit, but I would expect and request and encourage them, they should participate a bit more. So we can give as much as donation to our motherland. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Well, obviously heartbreaking what we're seeing in Pakistan right now. During the last floods, I was actually there on the ground with our brother Al-Haq actually, and some colleagues when I was a member of parliament, and we saw how devastating those floods were, and sadly right now the infrastructure is ill-equipped to support the needs. I see my friend Samir Dosal, who I was in Pakistan with as well, and Senator Selma, and I know these donations can go a long way. I know the government of Canada in past has matched some of those donations when there's been humanitarian crises. Locally in Brampton, we've worked with Kelsa Aid as well that goes on the ground to help. But I imagine there'll be many fundraisers we're all going to want to pitch in and help. We have so many loved ones there. And I think when the Canadian government is there to help, it's helpful that we have great representatives here who have the voice of the SIDA ministry. You got Shafqat Ali, who is a tremendous leader, proud to say he's from Brampton. And I know Pakistan is on his mind and on his heart. And Iqra Khalid, of course, same thing, passionate advocate for those facing vulnerabilities in Pakistan. So whatever we can do in Brampton, happy to be supportive, and it's why we're here tonight. I'm here tonight, why Shafqat's here tonight for this gala in Mississauga, because I think all our hearts bleed for Pakistan. So
I'm not letting you go without a commitment. If that's what you're thinking, let the federal government do what they have to do. Ajay, you want to say a few words?
So, hello everyone, I'm Dr. Huma. This is my husband, Dr. Faisal. So we've known Khalid uncle since I was a child. He actually raised us. So basically I would encourage all physicians, if they can, to donate for this noble cause. He's such an amazing fundraiser. And It's a terrible tragedy which has occurred, so if you can, please do donate.
Thank you very much. Faisal?
Just please open up your hearts, open up your wallets. Just think as if we were there, and what would you want us to donate while we're here? What would you expect from this crowd? Thank you so much.
कमेटी में भी है सर अनाउंस कर दें अपने उससे $5,000 का अनाउंस कर दें सर
नहीं हम दे देंगे but it will be private so we'll give
ठीक
that
है प्राइवेटली दे दोगे so that's our responsibility
इंडियन पाकिस्तानी पख्तून कम्युनिटी एसोसिएशन की तरफ से हम $2,000 का ऐलान करते हैं और के साथ मुझे ये भी फख्र है आई एम वेरी प्राउड दैट CPPC along with the Heart Canada we raised about $70,000 for this Bunair flood affectees and other groups in Pakhtun community like SWAT group Mewa, there are Cambridge Hujra, there are Cambridge group, there are Swabi group and some other group. They raised tens of $1,000 in within 48 hours and they send that money, transfer those funds. That's $2,000. But we spend more than that. Okay.
Thank you,
but
sir.
I'm telling you that it's $5,000. I cannot reveal the amount, but it will be beyond $100,000 definitely.
So you will be contributing to ICNA.
These funds are for ICNA, $5,000 on behalf of Humanity First, but rest of the funds will be given through Humanity First.
Chale sir, inshallah, keep on the good work.
Assalamu alaikum ji. Ladies and gentlemen, I am not from KPK, but I did study in Edwards College, if you know it. I'm an old Edwardian. And when did I study in Edwards College? Way back in 1958, when Dr. Edmonds was there. So I'm an old man, real old man now, but I would love to donate. And I'm going to donate $5,000. But there is something that I have to mention here. I'm a very experienced individual, as you can see. In Pakistan, unfortunately, there are some non-Pakistanis also sitting here. The mayor is sitting here from Brampton. We in Pakistan are big thieves, robbers. We are cheats. If you give this money that you collect today, if you give it to any government organization or an NGO, trust me, it will be eaten up. Nothing will go to the victims of the flood. So therefore, my suggestion would be that out of this gathering, select a committee, a few people, a few reputable people who would get this money and go and give it personally to the victims of the flood. Go and use it yourself. Do not give it to any government organization. I'm telling you out of experience, it will never go to the victims of the flood. It will be eaten up. And that's a very unfortunate part, but that is a reality. And you know the people who are governing the country. So therefore I needn't dwell on that, but I must tell you that whatever we collect tonight, it must be usefully utilized and utilized by you people, a committee out of this, Canadians, the Torontonians. Thank you very much.
Jazakallah khair, Colonel Saab, so that you feel good. The CRA rules are that even ICNA cannot just give money away. They have to have a program, they have to spend the money themselves, they have to keep control of it. So inshallah, they'll all be done in right way, and that's why I said that make sure we have their commitment and they will be spending and they will give you a report that this is how they have spent your money.
Assalamu alaikum. तो मैं पाक पाइनेस कम्युनिटी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन की तरफ से $1,000 डोनेट करूँ चेक इनको और साथ ही हमने पाक पाइनेस की तरफ से एक टेबल ऑलरेडी दी थी. थैंक यू वेरी मच.
सर जो आपने दे दी वो तो गई, آپ بھی ساتھ ہی؟
ہاں بالکل. پاک پائنیئرز کمیونٹی آرگنائزیشن ہم تقریباً 14 سال سے کمیونٹی کی خدمت کر رہے ہیں سینئرز کے لیے, اور یہ سب ان سینئرز نے مل کے اکٹھا کر کے کمیونٹی کی طرف سے دیا.
بہت بہت شکریہ سر. یہ $1000 کا چیک لے لو بھائی. سر یہ ان کو دے دیں. آ جائیں آپ بھی آ جائیں. سب سے پہلے تو بیٹی کو آ جائیں نا. How much do you want to donate?
$500.
Oh, Jazakallah, thank you. You see, this is the spirit. I want everybody just getting up on their seat, coming up here and announcing at least 1,000 or 500, whatever. So please go ahead. Aye, sir.
السلام علیکم. PSC کمیونٹی کے ایگزیکٹوز بیٹھے ہیں اور ہمارا اینول گالا آ رہا ہے انشاءاللہ. with ICNA we'll coordinate and we'll give a big amount sooner. But at this point of time, our president personally has donated $1,000. Amreen.
Jazakallah ji. This is Amreen. آپ کچھ کہنا چاہیں گی؟
نہیں, بس میں یہی کہوں گی کہ آپ لوگ سب بڑھ چڑھ کے اس میں حصہ لیں, اور جتنا بھی ہو سکتا ہے 100, 200, 300 پلیز آپ لوگ دیں, ہر بندہ دیں.
بہت بہت شکریہ. یہ ان کا پرسنل کنٹریبیوشن ہے, but the group is going to be doing separately. What's your name, بیٹا؟
حمدان.
حمدان. زبردست. کیا لائے ہو آپ؟ یہ کیا ہے؟ کھول کے دیکھو نا. Well, Hamdan, that's the spirit. You know, MashaAllah. MashaAllah. Well, with his pocket money, $20. Please give him a big hand. His $20 is better than my 5,000.
BIC group کی طرف سے $1,000.
Jazakallah, sir. Thank you very much. And I also have Heartland Professional Services, Dr. Arshad Mahmood, wherever he's hiding, $1,000.
Assalamu alaikum everyone. We are newcomers to Canada, and I'm a doctor as well. My missus is a doctor, but we have just recently moved to Toronto. So I will donate $1,000 to the Goodwill. Thank you.
Malcolm ka hero hai, sir. Malik Saab, go ahead.
$1,000.
MashaAllah, 1,000. Sir, ذرا اس کو ٹوٹل کروائیں نا 1,000.
NED کے پریزیڈنٹ ہو رہے ہیں.
ادھر آنا یار, تو ہمیں بھی امبیرس کراؤ گے سر. ذرا اناؤنس کرو نا اپنا پورا بتائیں.
نہیں, میں تو اب اس وقت لاسٹ 2 ایئر پریزیڈنٹ تھا NED المنائی ایسوسیشن کا, لیکن اس وقت میرے زبیر ہیں, تو نیڈیک کی طرف سے وہ اعلان کریں گے. میں پرسنلی اپنی طرف سے 1,000 دے رہا ہوں.
جزاک اللہ. تاج.
جو ڈاکٹرز ہیں وہ بھی 10,000 انڈیویجولی اعلان کر رہے ہیں, دے رہے ہیں.
تمہیں نام آتے ہیں سب کے؟
وہ کہہ رہے ہیں نام نہ بتا.
نہیں, تمہیں آتے ہیں وصول کرنے کے لیے؟
سامنے ہے. ہاں
ہے نا. ڈاکٹرز گروپ از گیونگ $10,000. پلیز گیو اے بگ ہینڈ. اور اب یہ تاج کا کام ہے وصول کرنا. لیڈیز اینڈ جینٹلمین, our next guest that is going to be making the appeal is our main attraction for tonight. His name is Rahim Shah. And the best part is that not only is he here to perform, but he's here to perform for free. How's that? That is his contribution. But in the meantime, I would like him to quickly, in 2 minutes, not more than 2 minutes, just explain what has happened to his village in Bunair.
رحیم بھائی جو ہے جب یہاں آئے تو انہوں نے مجھے کہا کہ رحیم بھائی کا اپنا تعلق بھی سوات بنیر سے ہے, تو انہوں نے کہا کہ یہ میرا اپنا گاؤں ہے اور میں اس کے لیے فنڈ ریزنگ ہو رہی تو میں پارٹیسپیٹ کروں گا, اور جتنا زیادہ فنڈ ریز ہوگا اتنا وہاں لوگوں کی مدد ہوگی. تو رحیم بھائی والنٹیئرلی آئے ہیں, اپنے قوم کے لیے آئے ہیں, اپنے لوگوں کے لیے آئے ہیں, تو آپ لوگوں کا
حساب بھی دے سکیں وہ آپ کو. So that is why this was picked. اور پھر ایک کمیٹی ڈسکس ہوئی جس میں بہت سارے نام ڈسکس ہوئے میرے ساتھ ان کے, اور وہ نام, اور پھر میں ان کے ساتھ 1-2 لوگوں کے پاس گیا بھی, ملاقات بھی ہوئی. But I want you to give a round of applause for تاج بھائی, دل کھول کے کہ اس بندے نے سیلف لیسلی جتنا کام کیا ہے اس کے لیے. تاج بھائی, salute to you, thank you so much. اور آپ نے صحیح بندہ چنا ہے کہ millions of dollars وہ الشفا کوئی بھی کرائسس ہو پاکستان میں, یہاں پر لوکل ہاسپٹلس کے لیے خالد عثمان بھائی یہ ہمارے پائنیئر ہیں. آئی ہیو سو مچ ریسپیکٹ فار ہم کہ یہ لوگوں کو جب بلاتے ہیں اور وہ دیتے ہیں. He has raised millions of dollars. So please give a round of applause for Khalid Usman bhai اور ان کی فیملی بھابھی کے لیے بھی. So thank you so much. اب میں I just want to take few more minutes کیونکہ میں یہ اس لیے آیا ہوں کیونکہ میں دیکھ رہا ہوں کہ یہ ہر ایک کو کہہ رہے ہیں کہ آپ پش کر رہے ہیں. دیکھیں یہ اللہ کی توفیق سے ہے اور ہم سب یہ دیکھیں ہمیں ایک فورس ہے جو روکتی ہے اچھا کام کرنے سے. But we have to negate that. ان کو یہ ٹارگٹ میٹ کرنے میں جو میں یہاں پر لوگ دیکھ رہا ہوں بیٹھے ہوئے ہیں, بڑے مخیر حضرات بیٹھے ہوئے ہیں, اللہ نے بہت دیا ہوا ہے. اگر آپ دل کھولیں تو ان کے لیے یہ 100,000 از نتھنگ. سو میری ریکویسٹ آپ سب لوگوں سے ہے کہ پلیز اپنے دل کھولیں اور ان کو اگلے 10 منٹ میں ان کا ٹارگٹ اگر کر دیں گے پورا تو اللہ تعالیٰ آپ کو جزائے خیر دے گا. اور میں اپنے حساب سے آئی ایم ان ٹچ ود جو انٹرنیشنل ڈیولپمنٹ کے ہمارے منسٹر ہیں, ان سے میری بات ہوئی ہے اینڈ آئی ول بی pushing it more. اور انشاءاللہ کینیڈین گورنمنٹ ول کم فار دا فل سپورٹ ایز دا پاکستان would need. Thank you so much. جزاکم اللہ خیر. یہ کر سکتے ہیں,
میرا تو کام ہی یہی ہے بیٹا. چل تھینک یو. ایسا ہے تاج, لوگوں سے مانگنا ہمارا کام ہے, چاہے زور سے مانگیں, پیار سے مانگیں, جھٹکے سے مانگیں, مانگنا ہمارا کام ہے اور دینا ان کا کام ہے. دیں گے تو ان کا بھی بھلا, نہیں دیں گے پھر بھی ان کا بھلا. تو اس لیے فکر مت کرو. جب آپ نے بیڑا اٹھا لیا ہے اور آپ نے اناؤنس بھی کر دیا ہے کہ بھائی ہمیں اتنے چاہیے, اگر ابھی نہیں تو بعد میں پورے ہو جائیں گے, تو اس لیے فکر مت کرنا.
میں نے چونکہ پہلے ہی میں مینشن تو نہیں کرنا چاہ رہا تھا, تاج بھائی نے شوکت بھائی کی طرح مجھے بھی فون کیا تھا, میرے بھی وہی کنسرن تھے, تو پھر میں نے ان کو ریکویسٹ کی. تو تاج بھائی کی مہربانی کہ یہ فنڈ ریزنگ کے پہلے $5,000 ہماری فیملی کی طرف سے انہوں نے وہاں پہلے ہی ڈسٹریبیوٹ کر دیا. وہ اپنے یتیم بیوہ جو خواتین سے ان کے لیے کیش کا ارینج کیا. جو اس میں سمجھتا ہوں کہ تاج بھائی کا بڑا رول ہے. انہوں نے وہاں جس بندے کو چوز کیا وہ پرفیکٹ تھا اور وہ اماؤنٹ پاکستان پہنچ گئی ہے. تو یہ $1,000 اور اس میں ہماری فیملی کی طرف سے.
سر آپ کا بہت بہت شکریہ, بٹ آئی ڈونٹ وانٹ ٹو مکس واٹ ہی از آلریڈی ڈن. یہ جو ہے اکنا کے لیے ہے, ان کے اکاؤنٹ کے لیے ہے, تو آئی جسٹ وانٹ ٹو میک شیور.
That's $1,000. آپ نے 1,000 کہا تھا نا
سر, آپ بہت قریب ہے. کانٹ ہیئر یو.
1,000 آپ نے کہا تھا کم
میں نے 1,000 تو مانگا تھا, لیکن آپ تو بڑے مخیر ہیں, آپ تو زیادہ دے دیں.
چلو میں $5,000 for our family to our Benin brother and sister.
Jazakallah, $5,000 for Ikna from him and his family. Please give him a big hand. Okay, so we are moving on to 80,000 less 1,000, so we're still short 1,000. We're still short 1,000. So quickly please, 2 بندے دے دیں تو تاکہ 80,000 ہو جائے. صرف دو بندے چاہیے 500 والے. Come on, show me your hands. Right here. Salim Saab, 500. I need one more to say 500. Right there. Hafiz Saab. آپ حفیظ صاحب کے پاس چلے جائیں جی. سوری کدھر ہیں؟ او سمیر ڈوسل, 500 ادھر سے بھی لے لیں بھائی. کینیڈا پاکستان بزنس ایسوسی ایشن از ڈوئنگ ویل, $500 ان سے لے لیں. اور کون ہے بھائی, کس کا ہاتھ ہے؟ ہاں جی.
1, 2.
ډیره تاج افضله شابه منډه کا. ډیره مهرباني.
دا غلطه خبره, ټولو پښتنو مهرباني. دا نا مردان نے ٹول پختانہ, ٹول پاکستانی, ہم سب پاکستانی ہیں. سندھی, بلوچ, پٹھان, کشمیر سب ایک ہیں. تو ایک تو آپ سب کا بہت شکریہ. दूसरी बात ये कि हमने ये साबित करना था कि पाकिस्तान में अगर आफत आए तो हम इकट्ठे हैं। केपी का फ्लड आया है तो भी सारा पाकिस्तान। शफीक फारूकी का बहुत शुक्रिया। जब मैंने उनको कहा कि हमें साउंड सिस्टम चाहिए तो उन्होंने कहा कि ताज भाई मैं इस फ्लड की वजह से साउंड सिस्टम का सिंगल पैनी चार्ज नहीं करूंगा। तो हम उसके बड़े शुक्रगुजार हैं। और मीडिया के ये साबिर गाया भाई, अशरफ लोरी भाई, अरशद भट्टी भाई, बदर भाई, ये हमारे जवान बबर शेर, सबका शुक्रिया। हमने अरशद भट्टी बोला है, हाँ, और आप लोग तो आप तो हमारी जान है, क्योंकि अगर आप ना होते तो ये प्रोग्राम नहीं होता। और रहीम शाह भाई आ गया। तो एक दफा फिर आप सबका शुक्रिया और ये बच्चियों का भी शुक्रिया।
जन्ना वे जन्ना, जन्ना वे जन्ना, जन्ना वे जन्ना, जन्ना वे जन्ना, एक पल चैन न आवे वे मेरा दिल घबरावे, तेरी याद सतावे।
हो सामने बिठा के तेनू कराए डा प्यार वे, जिंदड़ी तू मंगे मैं ना कराए ते बार वे। जना वे जना तेरे नैना दिया छुरिया ने दिल चीर सटिया, एक पल चैन ना आवे मेरा जी घबरावे, तेरी याद सतावे। जना वे जना, जना वे जना। Thank you so much.
कदम कदम मावा तुझे, कदम कदम मावा, तेरा हर एक जर्रा हमको अपनी जान से प्यारा, तेरा हर एक जर्रा हमको अपनी जान से प्यारा, तेरे दम से शान हमारी, तुझसे नाम हमारा। जब तक है ये दुनिया बाकी हम देखे आसान, हम देखे आजाद तुझे, हम देखे आजाद। सोहनी धरती आओ बच्चों सैर कराए तुमको पाकिस्तान की, जिसकी खातिर हमने दी कुर्बानी लाखों जान की। आओ बच्चों सैर कराए तुमको पाकिस्तान की, जिसकी खातिर हमने दी कुर्बानी लाखों जान की। पाकिस्तान 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 जिंदाबाद।
You know, we were always trying how to get a house. Remember the Royal Financial Group flyer you gave me for the mortgage?
Oh yes, Shiraz Hussain, who did our mortgage too.
Yes, I actually went to their office. The staff was so professional. They're expert in their services. And you know what Shiraz said?
We have more than 100 lenders to help you to find our right qualified lenders and program for your purchase, refinancing, any of your commercial needs. At the Royal Financial Group, we deliver what we promise.
Royal Financial Group. Never put a limit on your dreams.
Welcome to Icon Event Space, where every occasion becomes unforgettable. From weddings and corporate gatherings to birthdays, anniversaries, conferences, and cultural festivals, Icon is designed to host it all seamlessly. With room for up to 1,200 guests, our venue blends flexibility, sophistication, and scale, all tailored to your vision. Great location with ample free parking. Convenience is always part of the experience. Savor our premium catering, featuring South Asian, continental, and a world of international flavors, curated just for you. Call us today at 437-425-2500 or visit iconeventspace.com.
Happy holidays, everyone. As we gather with our loved ones this season reminds us of the importance of kindness, community, and looking out for one another. I'm grateful for the strength, generosity, and the spirit that Canadians show every day. The holidays offer us a moment to reflect, to reconnect, and to renew our hope for the year ahead. Wishing you joy, peace, and a safe holiday season.
अगर आपको दुबई या मिडिल ईस्ट नुमा ज़ेवरात की तलाश है, तो आपको दूर जाने की बिल्कुल जरूरत नहीं। आज ही हमारे मिसिसागा रिजवे स्टोर तशरीफ लाइए। अल करम ज्वेलर्स। हमारे पास सोने के बेहतरीन कंगन, कड़े, झुमके, हार और सोने के सेट्स भी दस्तयाब हैं। शादी हो या मेहंदी या कोई भी फंक्शन, आपकी पसंद के तमाम ज़ेवरात आपको हमारे स्टोर में मौजूद मिलेंगे। आज ही हमारे स्टोर पर तशरीफ लाइए। अल करम ज्वेलर्स, 3465 प्लैटिनम ड्राइव, यूनिट 99, मिसिसागा। या फिर कॉल करें 905-828-0009। अल करम ज्वेलर्स, फरमाइश आपकी, गारंटी हमारी।
Hello, Mississauga Erin Mills. This is Ikra Khalid, your Member of Parliament, wishing each and every one of you a very Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and all the very best in the new year. I know 2025 has been a very challenging year for many of us, whether it's issues on affordability, on housing, on public safety. But please know that our leader, our Prime Minister, Mark Carney, and our new Liberal government are working tirelessly to make sure that our communities are well protected and are empowered to do better and be better for all of us as Canadians. Through our Canada Strong policy and through our buy local policy, we are making sure that industries are strengthened. Through our Canada Summer Jobs program, we're making sure that young people have opportunities to grow. We are trying to ensure that everybody has equality of opportunity and has the support that they need within their households. I know that 2025 has been tough, but I promise you that 2026 will be a lot better. So here's to 2026, wishing each and every one of you a very, very happy holiday, Merry Christmas, and all the very best in the new year.
At Alam Law Firm, we believe that the most important element of every file we work on is indeed the clients themselves,
which has resulted in a proven track record of success. Our battle-tested litigation lawyers stand tall in the face of adversity and challenging cases.
Our legal team comprises many legal professionals.
Every individual deserves dedicated legal representation.
For legal representation that will aggressively fight for your rights, contact Alam Law Firm today.
A criminal charge can be an ugly and nasty surprise. Don't let bad decisions or unfortunate circumstances take control of your life. The criminal lawyers at Alam Law Chambers will listen to your story and develop the best defense for you. Nothing in life is more important than your freedom. Reliable and affordable. Alam Law.
Thinking of buying, selling, or investing in real estate, whether it be residential, commercial, or pre-construction, Arshad Bhatti and his team of professionals can help. We have guaranteed allocations in high-rise and low-rise pre-construction projects in and around the GTA. Call Arshad Bhatti at 416-300-5600. That's 416-300-5600 or register at arshadbhatti.com.
रोशन मुस्तकबिल और अपनों का साथ जन्नत से कम नहीं।
आप भी कनाडा को अपना घर बना सकते हैं और अपनों को पास बुला सकते हैं। एक्सपीरियंस्ड एंड रेगुलेटेड इमिग्रेशन कंसल्टेंट शहबाज अकबर के साथ मास्टर ऑफ बिजनेस क्लास इमिग्रेशन, एक्सप्रेस एंट्री, स्किल क्लास इमिग्रेशन, रेफ्यूजी क्लेम्स एंड फैमिली स्पॉन्सरशिप्स। कॉल नाउ एट 416-855-9464. Green Star Immigration Solutions Canada.
Managing your own business can be a lot of work. A professional accountant always makes a difference. It's imperative that your accountant keeps your finances simple, accurate, and confidential. Audited? Need help? That's why we chose Scans Accountants. They make you feel at ease knowing you and your business are in good hands. Scans Accountants, team of professionals.
If you are looking for a reliable, professional, and affordable travel agency in your town, then your search is over. Global Travel and Tours is your personal travel partner. Our dedicated staff always ready to make your trip hassle-free, memorable, and cost-effective. We will assist you with hotel reservations, the transportation, visa assistance, and travel insurance. Please give us a call right now at 1-877-275-3555.
Attention business